Greetings! This is going to be a walkthrough on how to play Kahoot for your 7th grade PSAT Day Rotations review. Alright, so first thing we're going to need to do is we are going to click playkahoot.it and you're going to hit Control and then you're going to click the mouse on the link. It'll take a second to load. You will need to click the other link as well if you happen to get to it. Please don't feel like you have to get to both Kahoots. However, if you do finish the first Kahoot and you're wondering how to get to the second one, I'll show you that in just a moment. Alright, so once you click the link, it's going to open up in a browser. It will take a few minutes to load depending on how fast our internet is going to be. Alright, so once you come to this screen, you'll click play. Once you click play, you'll then click start now. Alright, we're going to be playing classic mode, but before we hit start, I always like to check our options. Alright, streak bonus sounds good. Random order of questions, no. Random order of answers, no. Display game pin throughout, yes. We want to show that in case someone gets kicked out. Show minimize intro instructions. I don't think we'll need that. Automatically move through the questions. I like to click, so we'll leave that off. Require players to rejoin after each Kahoot, yes. Kahoot experiments is something new I have not played with. If you play with it and you like it, let me know. I'm curious what that looks like. Alright, so now we've got all of our options, so we're ready to click classic for the first one. If you do get to the second one, we'll do teams on the second round. It's always fun to do boys versus girls or different birth months, things like that. Alright, so now we have a pin that is displayed. This is where the students would enter that pin number, and they would then put in their nickname, and the nicknames would start popping up here. I'll show you what that will look like on this other screen. Alright, so same Kahoot, different pin number because I'm on a different screen. So this is like what a student device would look like. I'm going to enter the game pin displayed on your projected screen in the class on my student device here. Alright, so 990763. Click enter on my device. Often takes a few moments. Usually takes about 5 minutes to get everyone logged in. Alright, at this point you've already talked to them about the expectations, technology expectations, and nickname expectations. So they'll enter their nickname. I can't remember what we said in the directions. I think it was first name, last initial is usually what I do. Alright, so I entered my student name on my student device, and now on the teacher screen, it should pop up pretty quickly. Now, if it is an inappropriate nickname, you can always click and kick them out. Okay, so now they get to start over. While that's going, let me check and see what we said. I don't see, it must be in our other piece. Okay, we're ready for a nickname. I think it was first name, last initial. Alright, I've got all my students in, I'm ready to go, so I click start. There are 25 questions. This could take the whole period, depending on how long your discussions are after each question. I usually read the question as soon as it pops up once. Stephen F. Austin is known as. Students pick whichever they believe. Once all the students have answered, it will automatically show you the response. If it's an image that's pertinent and you need to refer back to it in your discussion, click Show Image and it will display that image as well. This is a great opportunity to stop and discuss. If you see that the data is showing that we need to address some misconceptions, then we definitely do that. I usually stop and ask a student, well, why did you pick that? How did you know? Make them justify their answer and have at least one discussion piece per question. That usually can take, between 1, 2, 3 minutes. Depending on how big the misconception is, it may take you a few moments. So once you progress through all of your questions, you'll click Next after each question. It'll show you a scoreboard, and that scoreboard can shift quite radically. You'll notice. Let's see. Alright, so we reached the end of the game, let's say. Once you reach the end of the game, you are going to click on the feedback and results. That will give you all kinds of information from the students about their experience. I usually give them about a minute. And then you'll click Final Results. This will give you your final scoreboard. And then you are done with that game. So at this point, you can exit out of that Kahoot, and you can launch the next Kahoot. You'll repeat the same process by going to the Directions, Control, click. The exact same process that we just did. However, this time, we're going to select Teams and make the kids, or ask the kids to partner up, depending on if you're familiar with the students, you can group them. If you're not familiar with the students, you can group them by different things, maybe colors of shirt. The birth months usually are fun. Sometimes if you have equal ratios, you can do boys versus girls. You can make them come up with the different teams if you like. Alright, so again, it takes a moment to load. Click play. Once you click play, start now. Now this time, we're going to keep the same options. They should already be pre-selected. Once you select your options you like, it usually will remember them. Then team mode. So this time, your students will need to already be in teams and have one device per team. They'll enter a PIN number as well. And this time, once they enter a PIN number, it's going to look a little different. Okay, so at this point, I entered the preview mode, same Kahoot game, different PIN number, of course, because I just relaunched. Alright, so for this version, once you enter the PIN number on the student device, it's going to look a little different. Because now they can enter a team name. You might want to address what an appropriate team name would look like. Let's say Eagles. Woo, go Eagles. Yeah. Alright, now, it's going to ask for your individual nicknames. You can add quite a few, I believe. Alright, these are all my critters, my hobby. Puppies, horse, and turtle. Alright, I know my network, so it'll be alright. Okay. Okay, so I scroll and I click Ready to Join. And now everyone in the team's names will be displayed so you can keep track of who's on what team and how teams are progressing throughout the game. Once everyone's in, click Start. And you'll repeat the same process. This time you can now call on teams to justify answers. Sometimes I would keep a running score of which teams could earn bonus points and things like that. Same process. Again, get as far as you can. Make sure at the end of the question you have that opportunity to discuss. that's it. I think that's all I've got for Kahoot. If you have any questions, feel free to email.